A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. It's the last one for the week. We promise to make it worth your while. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, the 2024 European Championship has begun. And of course, before we came into the studio, Germany, 3 goals up. Goals from Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, and of course, the Arsenal man, Kai Havertz scoring from the penalty spot, making it 3. Scotland down to 10 men interested. The hosts lighting up the Euros. So we'll see what happens with that one. Thanks for joining us once again. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, of course, we'll be looking at the Euros. We'll be looking at the WBO Cruiserweight World Title fight involving Richard Riakpo and Chris Williams-Smith. We'll look at that as we move on. Football on the domestic scene. We'll get us talking. We will also talk about, of course, our girls, the Flamingos. We'll talk about them even as we go on. Then, of course, we'll also continue with our preview of things to happen at the Euro 2024. That's the outlook of the show. We'll promise, like I said, to make it worth your while. Let's give you a confirmation of what is going on at the Euros. We're talking about it. It is 3-0. All right. So, I talked about boxing. I talked about the WBO Cruiserweight World Title fight. We've been on it for a while. Our man right there in London, Onakoya, has been following the story as a report put together on this fight. It's going to happen tomorrow. And, of course, this is what usually happens before the big one, the weigh-in. All right. So, let's allow you to enjoy a report put together on this WBO Cruiserweight World Title fight. We'll come back for more sports tonight.
It's official win for the Chris Williams-Smith versus Richard Riakpo fight. It's a world title bout. It's not a heavyweight contest. It's cruiserweight, but it's commanding heavy conversations in the United Kingdom.
What they showed is how much they've given to both of them, how intense the fight's going to be tomorrow night. You're not going to have one of the guys stepping back for 1 second, and that's what that was about. I've never been up there with a more intense face-off than that. That was pretty special.
5 years ago, the NBC's Peacock, Chris Williams-Smith, the champion, versus Richard Riakpo, midnight train. 5 years in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, for this rematch to show you are not going to want to miss. Live in London, tomorrow night, promoted by Boxer, worldwide 150 territories. We'll see two of the best cruiserweights in the world square off for the world title.
Yeah, that was an intense face-off. Is that a sneak peek of what you expect tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely, it's going to be an insane fight. Hungry, he looks like he's hungry. He seems like he trained very hard. You see the conditioning. Yeah, we come for war. He doesn't understand the South London energy. We're built different. We come from a different club, and the new, and it's going to be by KO.
It's the first one he's actually managed to hold all camp, and you never know what that means. That could be nerves or anything, but he obviously got it in his head that it bothers him. So the last thing he saw in the end was the T-shirt of Williams-Smith on the back. So it'll have me on the mind all night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow night.
It's been months of preparations and loads of back and forth talk between Chris and Richard on Saturday night. It will be game on. They'll get into the boxing ring and end the conversation. Austin Okonapan, Channels Television News, London.
All right, a beautiful report put together by our man Austin Okon-Akpan, who incidentally is with me on the show tonight. And of course, we're doing this together as we always do. Greetings to you, Austin. It's good to have you join me tonight, even as we go on this trip together.
What a greetings to you, Yemi, and of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Always an action-packed world of sports. Football fans are smiling now because the Euros just started and Germany, as expected, doing a good one over Scotland. But right here in the United Kingdom, we cannot wait for that WBO Cruiserweight title showdown. Yemi, I saw today the fiercest stare down in boxing. Chris Billam-Smith and Richard Riakpo didn't want to stop staring at each other. The security men got tired of saying it's okay, move away, move back. You saw the elderly man come to say, hey guys, calm down. They were staring at themselves for almost 4 minutes. They cannot wait to get into the boxing ring and let the boxing do the talking. Remember, these two guys met in 2019. Richard Riakpo, British-Nigerian boxer, won that bout. He's 17-0, undefeated. Chris Billam-Smith is 19 and just one defeat. That defeat is suffered from Riakpo. Now, the belt is on the line. It will be game on tomorrow night at Selhurst Park in London, Yemi.
All right, let's do a little bit of comparison between both boxers, shall we? I'll go across in a bit, go across the screen. We'll place both boxers side by side. Austin talking about the stare down. As you can see from the picture, they had to be drawn apart. I mean, nobody wanted a yield ground, even though it was just a stare down. I mean, it meant a lot to both boxers. So like I said, I'll go across. We'll look at the tail of the tape. We'll see what both boxers have been through. Just a quick summary of their career, and Austin has hinted at some of the things they've been able to do in their career. So I'll just quickly go across now, and there you have it. We start with Richard Riakpo. Of course, he's nicknamed the Midnight Train. The Midnight Train is a nickname he has. For Chris Billam-Smith, he is the gentleman. He is referred to as the gentleman. Look at their age. I mean, not far from each other. Riakpo is 34. Billam-Smith is 33. The height, not too much separates them. 6'5" for Riakpo and 6'3" for, of course, Billam-Smith. And you look at the reach, the length of the arm, how far the punches thrown can go. You also have just a little bit of a difference in that one. But the record, which is what everybody will be looking at, stats, they say, really don't say much, is what happens on the day, but stats can give you an indication of what's likely going to happen in the fight. And both boxers have met once, just like Austin said, and we know who the winner was. Is it going to happen like that tomorrow night? We'll wait and see. But looking at the stats, Richard is yet to lose, 17-0. Of those fights, 13 has been by knockout. So he has the power, like he said yesterday, he has the power and he loves to use it. You have Chris Billam-Smith, that one loss still on his record, inflicted by the man he's going to have to face again. 19 fights, he's lost one, 13 wins by knockout out of the 19 wins. The last fight, of course, Richard Riakpo beat Dylan Bregon in of course, November 2023, that was his last fight. And of course, for Chris Billam-Smith, December 2023 was when he fought, took part in his last fight, and he fought against Mateusz Masternak. And that's the guy that he beat. So that's the tail of the tape. If you're looking at all of this to make up your mind, there you have it. We've brought it to you. We'll see what happens. But we know usually is what happens on the day. As we say, sports, may the best man win. All right, so that's it. And so now let me quickly go to Austin. I guess his thoughts. Of course, Nigerians in the diaspora, how much of support is Richard getting? He's been channeling his Nigerian roots, talking about eating Nigerian foods and all of those things that have given him strength. Is he getting the kind of support from British Nigerians like him or Nigerians in diaspora?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Nigerians, we know how to support our own, how to support ourselves, particularly if you associate with the country. And Richard Riakpo has done that so well. The Midnight Train, he calls himself, he says he's unstoppable. You listened to him on the show last night when I asked him how much of the Nigerian mentality are you taking into the boxing ring. He says that he is the manifestation of the Nigerian mentality. Where did you get your power? Says from Nigeria. Pounded yam, egusi, starch, even all these people, Robo Wado is from Warri. I like it so much, because this is what we're talking about, representing the motherland and, bringing all of the prestige and letting people know that good things can come out of Africa, Nigeria in particular. The support has been massive. Today I got confirmation that officials of the Nigerian High Commission, they will be at Sellers Park tomorrow for Richard Riakpo, and that's really heartwarming. It's not just Richard Riakpo that will be busy tomorrow. He is in the main fight. The undercard is making a return. Super Dan Aziz, remember, he lost his title, his last fight to Joshua Boatsi. Is making a return against a Polish fighter, and he said, look, he's going to use this one to prove himself in the light heavyweight category. There's also an exciting prospect in Ezra Ayarenka. Ezra, at the presser, got me wondering how blessed Nigeria is as a country. He's such a vocal boxer. I cannot wait to see him in the ring. He's still undefeated, but he's going against a tricky Ben Whittaker. And today, at the stare down, Ben Whittaker shoved him by the neck, and Ezra didn't get an opportunity, to retaliate. But he says no problem. He will get his chance in the boxing ring tomorrow, and he will express himself. He's also from Delta State, and he's one who we can actually look at. He was former champion back home in Nigeria. Now he's pro, and he's willing to make his mark also. So it's Ezra Ayarenka tomorrow, Dan Aziz, and Richard Riakpo representing Nigeria big time. It tells you that everywhere we go, I didn't just say it, Richard confirmed it, that everywhere in the world that you go, and you see a Nigerian doing so well or thriving to do well, we are champions, and I love it so much.
All right, I love it too. Hopefully we'll come back next week to talk about all of those things. All right, let's move to chess now. Our next sport of call, Austin, and talk about two of Nigeria's finest, Deborah Quickpen and, of course, the record breaker himself, Tunde Onakoya, both sharing the table, and in between them playing a game of chess. I mean, what's failed me to describe the magnitude of this? You're looking at the best minds in chess, one of the finest, taking on each other. I can continue to wax lyrical, and I'm happy the kind of attention chess is getting. I'm happy that a lot of good things is beginning to happen. I mean, your thoughts on the significance of having these two go at each other?
I love it so much. You can actually say that this is what it means to invest in the grassroots. This is progression. Just seeing Quickpen playing with Tunde Onakoya, I feel so good about it. I love telling Deborah's story because I covered her when she was just 6 years old. When she was 6, I covered her last at the National Sports Festival in 2020 in Abuja just before I left Nigeria. And right there, I could tell that she would grow up to be a champion. Now she's the national women's champion, and she's playing chess with a Guinness World Record breaker. And Tunde Onakoya is not just a chess player, he's an inspiring person. And now he has an opportunity to sit with a young chess star with so much motivation, so much inspiring story going around. That's aura right there. If you get in there, you will give life a different meaning entirely. And that's what we want to do in our world of sport. To say it's beyond winning or beyond competing or doing leisure, it can actually be used to transform lives. And that is what we're seeing right there. Deborah Quickpen with Tunde Onakoya telling people out there that, look, impossible is nothing. You can achieve whatever you want in life as long as you believe in yourself. Let's listen to some talking points that came out of that meeting that I'm loving so much.
Let's say I was expecting, let's say 8-0, but let's say 7-1, but I prefer performed below my expectations. So, but I'm proud of myself for doing that because God helps me to win. Because I was really scared that I thought I wouldn't win any game after 4-1. So I just tried my best, and I like, Debbie, you can do it. And like, yeah, I enjoyed the game, and that was great. I was really scared at first. Like, I thought I wouldn't actually have a chance to win again, but I told myself I can do it. And yes, I tried to equalize. Me thinking he wouldn't get any game in the blitz, but still, I tried my best, and yeah, I got 4-4. It's not that bad, but it's below my expectations.
Deborah is the future of Nigerian chess. Like, I can categorically say this because she's extremely talented. Like, but those that watched the game, you saw I was leading 4-1 at some point, but she came back and she was able to even up. So it's that spirit of resilience, right? And that is the hallmark of every true champion, right? And I'm especially particularly drawn to her because she's a girl. She's breaking stereotypes that girls can be intellectual, girls can be excellent. Girls can compete on the same level with boys, with men, right? And they will be defined not by their gender, but by what they have the ability to do, right? So this is a true testament of that. And me being able to play her now, it's an honor because in a few more years, she would be a much stronger player. And that is why we're here, so we can get her to that point. She has a lot of potential, but it's still unrealized, right? We need to take her from this point where she is right now to becoming one of the best players in the world. And not just Deborah as well, all the other talented juniors, right? We name the chess renaissance. Chess has to become a national legacy here. Everyone is so attracted to football, but then why can't we make chess, a national legacy as well?
I've seen many children here who are developing interest in chess. I've seen many young people here who are taking up the sport. And it also develops your brain. So we should also get our youth to be more engaged and more productive. So if more youth get involved in games like this, they become more productive, more useful, and more engaged. So this should be encouraged. And I think we need more of support, not just from government, from individuals, for programs like this. Deborah, for instance, is going to go places. So it takes a program like this to bring her to the world stage. So I'm really very encouraged and hope that everybody individually, collectively, can support initiatives such as this.
Beautiful talks coming out of that meeting between world record holder Tunde Onakoya and Deborah Quickpen. As I said, it's a beautiful story of progression. And Tunde echoed my words. He said something about resilience. At some point, he was winning 4-1, and Deborah came back to tie it at 4-4. Shows what it means to keep it going. Shows determination, dedication, and all of these are values that we enjoy in our world of sports. And I love the fact that the Diaspora Commission, they're seeing reasons to, support it also and get more persons to play chess. Beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful. I was speaking to a senior sports journalist, and he was telling me the difference between what happens here and, in other places is that we don't make stars of our sportsmen. And, I mean, look at Deborah Quickpen and Tunde Onakoya. Almost everybody recognizes them now. And I also like what is happening with chess. It's not just about what the association can do. They're getting support. Right. Kwekutano was here with us yesterday, was talking about, look, it's beyond us. We have a lot of support and all of that. And you see, when the stars grow, when they see the support they've received, they tend to be a bit more, they feel the love from the fans, and they tend to give more. I mean, we'll probably have another show where we talk about all of these things, the enormous benefits of putting that together. It's huge, and I'm very happy. But we need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, Austin will be filling us in with what is happening at the Euro Championships. It's the second half. Germany taking on 10-man Scotland. They're leading 3 goals before we came into the studio. So let's go on that break. We'll return for more. Sports Tonight. All right, welcome back. Let's before we go into the other things we have lined up, let's pause and, of course, talk about the Euro 2024 Championships. I'm very sure Austin has an update for us, as it looks like Scotland would be at the receiving end of a beating this night. It was 3 before we came in, 1 man down, and the Germans taking it easy. I said the Scots probably will shock the Germans, but they've made it easy for them now. 3 goals up. and the Germans looking like they can drink champagne.
I tell you, and they got so close again with Waits, but goalkeeper stopped it with a good save. So that would have easily been Germany 4, Scotland 0, but it's still 3-0 at the moment, 61st minute now. And as you confirmed, Germany, they have the advantage now with the man and, of course, the goals. They scored 3 just before halftime. They are the hosts. They've got stars everywhere on the pitch. And some quality players also sitting on the bench. So they might just use this one to, just even test the team, to see how ready they are for this Euros. But this looks like it's done and dusted because Scotland can do barely nothing to come back to this one.
Well, let me get your thoughts on this one quickly. A lot of people have been saying Toni Kroos, his return to the German team is probably the icing on the cake, that they've been struggling with the midfield combinations. They had to take the Bayern man from midfield to his natural position at right back. But Toni Kroos is playing as if he never left, and that maybe is the missing link, especially because this is somebody who's used to winning.
That's right, and I always say it, and that's the difference. Remember when we were trying to analyze the English team, you need a bit of experience in midfield, a bit of it in midfield, a bit of it in defense, particularly when you've got a Toni Kroos that is evergreen. How would you not have him in this German team? And as you can see, he has brought that balance already. He's very careful with the ball. He doesn't lose it anyhow. Plays magnificent passes that can split defense open. He has actually made the other players now know that they need to be matured because of his presence. So he's coming back to the German team. It's a fantastic decision. We should also learn here, because we do that back home. A player is in his 30s and we start calling for him to resign. Their presence in the team can actually make a difference. And with football, you never know. Look at Modric, still going on strong for Real Madrid. So how can Croatia just look at him and say, oh, no, we don't want you anymore? Look at Cristiano Ronaldo, still doing his thing, and Portugal brought him to the Euros. But I tell you, if he was back home or in Africa, someone would have been saying, oh, you don't want to quit, you don't want to quit. It's about current form. It's about influence. There are some players you need in your team to even control the media narrative. And that's what Toni Kroos coming back to this German team has done for them.
All right. I agree with you 100%. Doesn't matter your age. It's what you can contribute to the team. It's a lesson we have to learn. If a player is still good and he still wants to play, don't chase the player away. But I do have a problem with keeping players in the team who have gone past their prime. And we call it experience. But that's a conversation.
When we chased JJ Okocha, he could still be in the team. You know that. When he was told to leave the team, even to an maybe Kanu, but with his influence, we could still use him. But I think John Obi Mikel called it quits too early. Victor Moses called it quits too early. And if you check, there's some bit of unfair criticism that just made them say, look, I just have to quit, because you need that influence in the team to keep them going,
That's true. That's true. All right, let's talk about the ladies. They've always given us reason to smile, and we're not here to report anything different tonight. I'm going to go across the screen. When I heard they were going to play against Liberia, maybe it was overconfidence, maybe it was arrogance. I do not know, whichever it is. But there you have it on your screen. 6-1 on aggregate. Nigeria defeated Liberia 2-0. The job was already done from the first leg, 4-1, and on aggregate 6-1. So we're through in this round. And I don't know if I'm sounding a bit cocky, but also I don't know if you were expecting anything different, any outcome different from this.
No, the moment they got the job done away from home, I said to myself, this is how to play a two-legged fixture. Go away from home, get the job done, come back home and just put the icing on the cake. When you were going to the screen and saying you were so confident you knew it was job done, I was like, when can we start saying this about the Super Eagles? Going away, get the job done, and then back home fans just come there to be entertained. That's what the Flamingos did. That's also to an extent the Four Cornets also do. Our ladies are getting it done big time at this stage. I just hope that we will not, drop the balls again. Because if you check at the senior level, it is because of when we start to take our eyes away from the under-17s and the under-20s. That's why we weren't now reproducing players. And then up there, teams started catching up with us. So with the first leg at 4-1 away from home, I said, look, these girls, they've done it. Next stage here will come. All right, they've done it. Next stage here will come. Let's take some reactions from that game. Sweet victory for Nigeria's under-17 women's team over Liberia. Take some reactions. We'll come back for more.
I'm still in celebrating mood now, and I will sit down with my technical team, and I'll sit down with the technical department of Nigerian Football Federation, and we'll map our plan. It's got to be in a grand style. This is World Cup, so we need to take time to program ourselves. We've done well at the last World Cup. We need to work out the modalities how we can get the record we did last time or surpass the record. So it's not a thing that we're rushing to. It's a proper planning, because this is the worst stage now. So, and we can't afford to give less to the Nigerians. The experience didn't just come like that, but kudos to the Nigerian Football Federation who gave me the opportunity. If not, so who would have known about me. So kudos to them. Then the experience that it's just like they've sent me to an institution. So I need to find a way to make it count for them. So I'll make sure being the coach of the national under-17 team, I'll make sure that I make it count. I'll make sure that I've made out a plan that will make Nigerian proud. And at the end of the day, the whole Nigerian will be proud of me, just as I did the last time.
Yeah, I feel very excited, and I think we are determined to play this match. And we were all playing teamwork. We were playing teamwork, and we were determined. Yeah, they were not communicating. They were all flat-footed in their defense. That's what I can say about them. And they were in a hurry to score. But that was not the game. You have to play teamwork before you can just say you want to get the ball. So that's what I think. No. That's the game. Sometimes you lose some chances. Sometimes you score. So that's the way it came today. And I thank God for the 2 goals.
I'm always there at the right time, at the right point. Well, I'm going there to bring the World Cup back, and I'm going there to be the highest goal scorer.
Well, you listen to the coach and his players, Amoni Chidi there, Peace F. Young, Coach Bankole, hello, okay. I mean, there's nothing to analyze. The gap is still very far at this level. They've caught up with us at the senior level. You can't sleep with your eyes closed if the Super Falcons are playing anybody, just about anybody. Let's be honest. They will win, but you won't close your eyes. But for the guys, in fact, they can lose against anybody. Yeah. I mean, it's a contrast, and it's not the Super Eagles show, but you see, we're beginning to long for the old times. I grew up with a football culture where Nigeria is playing. If I didn't get to see the match, I'll ask those who watched, how many goals did we score? On your way back home, you just ask somebody. How many goals did Yakini score? Gabon won. Exactly, You just get. I'll tell you a story. France 98. This was the level of the kind of confidence we had back. France 98, Denmark was beating Nigeria 4-0. 15 minutes to go. My elder brother was beside me. I guess what the question the guy was asking me, how many minutes? I said 15. So we can still equalize. That was the level of confidence. 4-0. Right. And I still had people around me who were like, 15 minutes. Yeah, we can still score 4. That was the level of confidence people had. But all of that, it has disappeared now. And that's 1998, and that's because we didn't even win that Denmark match because of the complacency that they took into the game. They underrated the Danes, and before they knew what was going on, goals were coming. And I don't blame your brother, because that was the Super Eagles we know. They will fight. They will get it done. Just bring it back to the Flamingos. I saw the NFF statement when Coach Bankole was saying when they were going to Monrovia, he said they were going to approach the game like they were playing at home. And that's what they did. They won 4-1. They played it like they were at home. Came down to Nigeria, 1-2-0, 6-1 aggregate, and they've qualified for the Under-17 World Cup. Easy peasy. Don't put yourself under any form of pressure, because you know the objective that this is a qualifying series. You just need to get your job done so that you don't start
putting yourself in a very difficult situation. So let's just hope that as the women are doing well, people that are in administration, they won't take their eyes away. It means you need to invest. It means you must do the things that we keep them winning. Whatever mistakes we've made with the Super Eagles, let's try not to make it happen with the Flamingos, with the Falconets. The gap is closing with the Super Falcons now because we thought that Yemi, we were unstoppable, we were untouchable, we are invincible. Now, South Africa, Cameroon, Morocco, even Ghana. You see now, more teams are coming into. I forgot Zambia. You see now, African countries are coming. They are doing their bit. So now, at the men's level, we can't beat Lesotho. We can't beat Zimbabwe.
Don't remind me. It's painful. But let's move on. Let's move on. And hopefully, this pain will bring about the change that we're all expecting to see. Because, look, I might not be in the NFF. We're all stakeholders. So when you call stakeholders, call some of us now because we are investing our emotions. I mean, you have to listen to us, the way things are going. All right, let's move on now and talk about the European 2024 Championship. And, of course, that's our next sport of call. I'm going to just, you're seeing it behind me, so let me just look back. Saturday's fixture, the second game in Group A, Hungary will take on Switzerland. That's in Group A. We'll talk about all of these matches. I'm not going to make a call. I've got it wrong. The Scots have disappointed me. I thought they were going to stifle the Germans. Didn't go my way. Spain will take on Croatia. De La Fuente has been talking about Pedri. Let's see what Pedri will bring to the table. They'll be up against Croatia, led by Luka Modric. We'll see what happens in that one. Italy, the Azuris, proper tournament team. Forget whatever happens before they get to the tournament. When they get there, it's a different case. They will be up against Albania. This one, I'll close my eyes. I'll give the 3 points to the Azuris. Easy peasy in that one. All right. Let's see the fixtures for Sunday. Okay. Slovenia will take on Denmark. Serbia will take on England. So much hype about the English team, and Austin is there. So, Austin, let me allow you talk about it. I think they're already pressing the self-destruct button by picking on certain players. Okay, and this one, Poland and Netherlands also. But let me quickly get your thoughts because you're there. Some of us here feel they are already pressing the self-destruct button, selecting some players, targeting some players. Some of our colleagues in the media are not helping matters as well. And probably decided who they want to play.
Now, before I get into the Three Lions, quick update coming from the game between Germany and Scotland. It's now 4-0. Niklas Füllkrug, a man on fire from Bayer Leverkusen, has just made it 4 for Germany because, I mean, we said it and it's looking like that. They're going rampant now. Bring it back to the English team. I mean, so because you guys back home, you cannot just wait to laugh at the Three Lions each time they talk about winning a competition. So the fans here are saying that we should calm down on the It's Coming Home song because people have some doubts about the midfield and the defense. But Gareth Southgate seems to have so much confidence in this team. And I think that's what the manager needs to do. I don't know about self-destruct button, but they should have the confidence that they are displaying. For a team that, went all the way at the last edition, so close to winning it at Wembley, but for the Azuris and, their tenacity and their zeal when they're playing in any tournament, they stopped the Three Lions from winning it. I hear some other parts saying that they've gotten inspiration and some level of motivation from the Lionesses. They went on to win the Euros, that if the women can do it, the men can also do it. And right after the Lionesses of England won the Euros, it opened up women's football in the country. So the men are saying that, look, they know each time they go to a competition, people expect them to be the almost nearly team. So this time around that people don't really have those, for Maguire not to be in the team, Henderson not to be in the team, Raheem Sterling not to be in the team. Even there are some people who are wondering what's going on, with some of the names that Gareth Southgate dropped. And he's saying, look, he's working on current form. That with the players that he has picked, particularly these young players, they will fight for him and do stuff. So, they have a tricky encounter against Serbia. That's a team that is solid in midfield and defense. And if you blink, you could start asking questions with Serbia. So that's a good test for the Three Lions. Let's see how they're going to approach that one. If they win that game, then yes, we can start, looking at them to see how far they can go at the competition. But I think people need to slow down with the team. Every team that goes into a competition is going with the mindset to win. So if England, they lose confidence that they can go all the way, you guys should calm down with them.
All right, we'll try.
Very important.
We'll try to calm down. We'll try to calm down. All right. Of course, James Pickford, the goalkeeper, has been talking. Of course, you would expect it will be the one in goal. Let's listen to the England goalkeeper, what he has to say ahead of their opener against Serbia.
I think, apart from Russia in 2018, where there was no pressure on us, but to be a top elite team, you've got to have that pressure and you've got to deal with it in the right manner. And to be one of the favourites, you've got to enjoy that pressure. I work hard, off the pitch. On the pitch, I work hard. I do everything right to my best ability, and I always want to improve. I'm 30 now, and I'm keep improving each day. If there's anything I can learn, I'll keep trying my best to improve, and I think that's what keeps me pushing. That's why it's my fourth major tournament, and that's why I've won Everton's Player of the Year for the last 3 seasons. So, I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm keep getting better, and hopefully I'm appreciated, and hopefully this tournament's a success. Clean sheets is key in major tournament. To get to a final, to win the tournament, you've got to have good clean sheet records, or as Marge, the keeper coach, is zeros and ones get you so far. And for us, it's about getting as many clean sheets as we can, because everyone in the room knows the ability we have up top.
What do you think? All right, England number one. Of course, Jordan Pickford. I said James Pickford, Jordan Pickford. All right, so that's the English team speaking about their expectations and all that. A quick one, Austin, before we go to the Nigeria Premier Football League, because that's going to be our last spot of call. A lot of people have questioned Gareth Southgate's, and I'm not going back to all of this, but maybe we'll just say this so when it happens, there are players in that team who might be relied upon. Anthony Gordon, the Chelsea man, players who were picked ahead of, say, Jack Grealish and James Maddison. And a lot of people say, these guys don't have tournament experience. Do you think it will come back to bite Gareth Southgate?
You'd expect that it does, because football is big on experience these days. Look at the German team. We just talked about them, But with what I've seen in this team that Gareth Southgate picked, he picked a team that can play for him. He picked a team that he can motivate, that he can say, look, listen to what everyone is saying about you guys. Prove a point, do something, So, people were expecting that Harry Maguire should be in the team because he likes Maguire and he knows Maguire is the national team player. But he dropped in James Maddison. I would have loved to see him in the team. Fantastic player. I also like Anthony Gordon. But Gareth said something at the press. I said, who works with these players? Who speaks with them? Who watches them every week at their different clubs? He said, I'm the one. I am my team. So if I pick these players, I know I'm picking them. So let's believe he knows what he's doing, And that's where you get when you've got a country that's got so much players. Some persons must be dropped. And this bunch that he has picked to Germany, they are the fortunate ones. They need to show working. Quick update from the game between Germany and Scotland. And by the way, set the record straight. I gave Niklas Füllkrug to Bayer Leverkusen's Borussia Dortmund player before people come for me. He scored, I thought it was a fine goal, but VAR said, wait a minute, don't rejoice. They were already rejoicing the 5th goal, and VAR chopped it off. So it's still Germany 4, Scotland 0.
All right. I guess we'll leave it at that for now. Let's spend a few minutes. We have a minute or two to talk about Nigeria Premier Football League. We'll just talk about the fixtures. That's the much we can take. We'll look at the fixtures, and Austin will tell us what he thinks will happen. All right. Saturday's fixtures, match day 37. We should be able, after these matches, to say this team will win. Heartland will take on Niger Tornadoes. Katsina United up against Doma. United. Lobby Stars up against Kwara United. Plateau United up against Kano Pillars. I would love to see this game. Rivers United up against already relegated Gombe United. That's match day 37. Other fixtures, Bayelsa United up against Shooting Stars. Abia Warriors up against Aqua United. Aqua United need to get something from this game. Rangers International will be up against Bedell Insurance. The Akure Gunners, talking about Sunshine Stars, will be up against Remo Stars. Remo Stars still within touching distance of winning. Then Sporting Lagos need to get something from the Aba Elephants if they are to stay in the top flight. All right. Also, you have probably a minute or two. What do you think will happen in some of these matches?
I know Rangers will do everything to win their game against Bedell Insurance, because if they win that game, they will be on pole position proper to go on to win their last game of the season and win the NPFL title. I think that point that they got off Aimba did good for them, you know. So now they look like they might just go all the way. Remo Stars, they are also condemned to win their game. So let's see what they can do. But they're going away to Sunshine Stars. And that's a Southwest derby. You know how derby football is, particularly in the Nigeria Premier Football League. So let's see what they can do. Who also needs to win? Aimba. Aimba needs to win, but they have a very, very tricky encounter with Sporting Lagos. Sporting Lagos didn't win their last game. They are fighting relegation. I know the entire Lagos will come out on Sunday for that one to support Sporting Lagos to see if they can win that one. Because if they win that game and maybe draw their last game or win it, they will secure their place in the NPFL. Doma United also need to win their game tomorrow. Aqua United, you mentioned, they're going to Abia Warriors. They've won about 2-3 games away this season. If there's any game they need to win again to keep their NPFL status, then it's this game against Abia Warriors. Look at it all over the park. You see games that are important to all of the teams, particularly even Shooting Stars. They take on Bayelsa United. Shooting Stars, what a story. This stands that they show that they can compete. Arguably the most consistent team. They will be beating themselves, I mean, to say, if they had played the way they played in this circumstance and in the first, maybe by now Shooting Stars would have been crowned champions of the league. That's why it's very important you start your football, you know, so well. So that's the result, you know, and they did a good one over Rangers in their last game. Christian Piagara right there, 13th minute, got that goal. They showed good character and went on to win that game. So let's see what they can do against Bayelsa United. I cannot wait for match day 37 to be decided.
All right. I guess that takes us to the finish line on the show tonight. And of course, I guess we don't need to go back to Euros. It appears that the Germans have got the job done. So, Austin, we have to go.
It is what it is. We have to go. Still an action-packed total sport. So much to look forward to over the weekend. I'll be back again next week to talk about it. That's the show. In London, I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Well, it's a wrap here in Lagos. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of your day. We hope that you enjoyed it. See us again next week. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.